In this week's Help My Home, we're hitting up the internet for some great DIY holiday projects. Here's Shayna Alnwick from The Flipped Piece with an easy take on how to make festive wreaths for any occasion and deck out your own staircase. Take a look.
Here's how to make a beautiful wreath for less than 10 bucks. Go to the dollar store and get one of these styrofoam circles and some foliage. Once you get it, you're going to cut it at the metal stems and choose a paint color that's neutral to match it and paint your wreath in that color. This is the color Dixie Belle Cobblestone. Then use the wire ends and just poke them into the wreath. Make sure they're nice and evenly spaced out. And it's that simple, folks. You have a beautiful wreath for fall and you can do this for any holiday season. What do y'all think? Here's a beautiful and easy way to decorate your staircase for the holiday season. Get some pool noodles or pipe insulation and secure on your railing with zip ties. Then go get some foliage. I got all this from the dollar store, so it's very, very affordable. You want to cut the leaves off with wire cutters till they make these little pieces, and you can stick them all throughout the pool noodle. Once you stick it in the areas that you like, you want to fill in the gaps with some other decor pieces. I also took some mesh and I stuck it in some pieces that needed more foliage. I stuck in some acorns and pumpkins, and here's the final result. It's beautiful. But if you want to keep on going and spook it up for the holiday season, you can do some Halloween bits by adding in some spooky foliage, some skeletons and skeleton heads. You can also add in these bigger skeleton heads, some spiders for fun, and more spiders crawling up the railing. And this is the final result. This is such a cool way to decorate your house for Halloween. And the best part is when it's done, you remove the zip ties, put it in storage, and pop it on again for next year. Go on and recreate this and tag me in your videos.
I love this idea because you can change it out all year round.
You can, and you know, and wreaths especially, because once you get a nice set-up wreath, and then you just change like from a skull to a heart, and it's all of a sudden it's Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Well, here are some interesting pumpkin carving ideas, and not all of them involve buying a kit and trying to carve out patterns with flimsy plastic carving tools. We've all been there, right?
Okay.
First up, the cookie cutter option. This is kind of cool. Grab a few cookie cutters and a small hammer. Lightly hammer the cookie cutters into an already hollowed out pumpkin. Once you've got the cuts done, go in with a carving tool and clean up the remainder so your patterns show all the way through. Okay, next up, string art. You can try this one. You'll need nails, a hammer, and a printed stencil design. Attach the stencil to your pumpkin with tape and then tap nails into the pumpkin, leaving about a 1/2 inch of nail above the surface. Pick a fun color for your string and then weave it in between the nails. Keep the string as taut as possible as you connect all the elements there, and make sure that you tie off the ends. That's how you complete this really cool string art design.
Love that.
And if you prefer to paint your pumpkins instead of paring them with a knife, try this. First, tape off your design with some painter's tape, and then make sure you tape the stump off. Then grab some spray paint, cover the pumpkin with the paint color of your choice. Once it starts to dry, you can start untaping your design. Carefully pull the tape away from the pumpkin to reveal a layered design with your chosen paint patterns.
Loving that. One of the biggest things that I realized, I got one from these tips, is that we always want to cut open the top.
The bottom.
You should do the bottom because it makes more sense, because otherwise you got to put that candle down in there and you got to reach it. But if you cut out the bottom, you can keep the bottom, put the candle on top of it, light it, and then put the jack-o'-lantern on top of it.
So here's some advice. If you are carving your pumpkins at home, you can end up with a spooky drain disaster from all those pumpkin guts, okay? So here's some advice from the experts. Avoid carving your pumpkins at the kitchen sink, or any sink for that matter. The gobs of gourdy innards can wrap themselves around your garbage disposal, or worse, act like a sticky glue and clog up your drain. And experts warn, do not flush your pumpkin excess down the toilet.
Not at all.
So try these options instead. Carve your pumpkins outside. You can do it on newspaper, inside a container, or on a heavy-duty trash bag. However, if you do end up clogging the drain, you can try one of the following. You can plunge it. You can use natural solutions like baking soda and vinegar, chemical drain cleaners, drain sneak, or if all else fails, you're gonna have to call the plumber.
There you go. Plumber will know how to do it. We pressure washed a pumpkin one time.
Did you really?
It wasn't pretty, but it worked. You get a pressure washer with that precise thing, you can carve right into a pumpkin. Try it. It just doesn't look good. More flash after this.